Welcome to the Black Anarchist Podcast, a channel where critical thinkers come to learn and grow. Through pedagogical discussions, we challenge the status quo, conventional narratives, and present raw truth. I'm JC, author of Whose Life Is It? The Moral Debt for Life Enslavement. Today, we're going to discuss how Black Americans have been sold out twice, that we are being charged different prices in Africa. Now, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I was trying to put some clips together, and I decided I'm just going to talk about it just based on the information that I've been getting. Now, let me start out by saying that I'm not one of these foundational Black Americans who sees myself as being better than Africans. I took a DNA test. I'm 91% African. I don't see myself as being different from those who are from the diaspora. And as you know, I did have a pamphlet called the Black State Project, which I'm going to eventually circle back to. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. They basically don't see us as being the same as them, and we don't see them as being the same as us. And so there's a huge disconnect. So let me just talk about the numbers. So this is happening in multiple countries. In Ghana, for example, if you need a taxi ride from your hotel, a local Ghanaian pays about $2 to $4 in USD, whereas if you're an American, then you pay about $25 to $40, and they identify you based solely on your accent. If you're in Senegal, your taxi ride will be about $3 to $5 if you're local. But if you're an American, then you pay 25 to 40. If you're in Nigeria, a taxi ride will cost about $2 to $3, but once they find out you're American, you pay about 15 to 25. In Kenya, well, they charge different prices for different things, like going to a national park. A local pays about $5 to go to a national park. And then if they found out that you're a Black American, they charge you $200 for the same entry. Tanzania, if you're trying to rent a room, if you're a local, you pay about $8, but if you're an American, you pay about 50 to 75. They charge different prices for food also. A mango for a local is about 20 cents, but for an American, you pay about $1. And so I just want to talk about why they have these price discrepancies, because basically they don't see us as them. As soon as you reveal your American accent, they basically see you as different. They see you as being wealthy. And so there's been I've watched many videos about Black Americans going to Africa and complaining about how they were charged different prices, how they were quoted one price on the internet, but then when they showed up, they were told that there was going to be a different price. First of all, let's just go back in history, because we did not choose to come to America voluntarily. We were sold. And unfortunately, we were sold not just by Westerners, but we were also sold by our own people. So I just think it's rich for them to not acknowledge the debt that is owed to us. And then when we go back, they want to charge us different prices. There have been some African nations that have called for reparations, and they have acknowledged their own role in the slave trade. Ghana has called for reparations. The African Union has passed a resolution acknowledging that African nations had a role in the slave trade, but they're still not offering any reparations. And as you all know, I'm not really a proponent of cash reparations anyway. I really want sovereign land where we can be free to govern ourselves. But at the very least, they owe us the right to return home and not be discriminated against by our own people. They should not be charging us different prices for taxi rides, for meals. They should not. I mean, I've been told that they don't even see us the same as them, and they just don't. They're not really that welcoming. So I really don't want to. I don't want this to be about division because there's enough videos about that. I just listened to one right now disparaging Africans. I see myself as being African. I'm 91% African. I look African. When Africans see me, they think that I'm African. So I don't see myself as being different from them. And if I were to go to Africa and I would be discriminated against, I would probably be upset about that. There's some tips that you can do before you go to Africa. First of all, you should research the prices. You should know what the prices are. Don't accept their first offer. You should know a few of their terms so that you don't sound as American. At least they're not easy to clock. You should have a local go with you so that they can escort you and negotiate prices. But like I said, I'm eventually going to come back to my pamphlet, the Black State Project, because I really did not talk about that enough. But I may even actually go over it on YouTube just so because apparently somebody has already taken my idea and they wrote their own version of it. And so I guess I need to actually promote my version of it, the original version, before it was copied. And then explain it because we can't go home. It's not like if we went back to Africa, we would be the same as them. They don't see us as being the same. So the way I see it, we're basically resident aliens. We don't have a homeland. I just feel like we don't have sovereignty. We don't have representation. And I'm really tired of that. This is one of the reasons why I am an anarchist. I don't believe that the state represents me at all. I feel that I'm just a subject. And I know people say that you're whining, get over it. But at the end of the day, I think it's hard to feel invested in a system that does not represent your interests, where you're just basically a subject who is forced to obey, but it does not represent what you want. So I just don't like that. I don't want my taxes to be extracted from when I don't get anything out of it. Let me read some of these comments before I get out of here. This is going to be a very short. This is so weird, but the thing is, it's nothing new. Remember, they sold their own to the slave masters, where they sent them over the boats and did so many things to them. They just never forgave. No, we need to forgive. They need to wait a minute. We're the ones who are owed reparations, right? They should be seeking our forgiveness for selling us into slavery in the first place, right? So when we return home, how dare they try to charge us separate, like disparate prices for the same goods and services? The original leaders never forgave the African American. Wait, forgive us? No. Why would they forgive us? They should be seeking our forgiveness. They're the ones who did us dirty. So when we go home, we should not be discriminated against. I don't know what we did against them besides be the victim of their betrayal. All right, y'all. This is going to be a short live stream. I just wanted to say that just because I've been seeing a lot of videos about this. So thank you for listening to the Black Anarchist Podcast. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. The struggle is real and the fight for liberation is far from over. Get sovereign or die trying.